Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Jaybird TV. It has been a minute since a classic episode. I'm really glad that you're here today. Hope you're going to enjoy the climbs. Beginning on a blue V4, V5. So these climbs are going to span all across the gym because the week after, which is this current week, they have reset the entire gym. So I was just attempting to climb as much as I could here. This first route, pretty interesting, really forced to traverse out left and then work your way up these features here. Kind of had to get a little scrunchy and hit 2 crimps before proceeding to that big hold. My original thought was that you'd just be able to jump right up and snag that bad boy, but was not the case. You had to work your way out to the left, which was pretty dope. So a little down climb action here. I will say the sets at Terra Firma will differ, sometimes feeling stout, sometimes feeling easy. I would say that the first 2 climbs are pretty soft, but the rest of the set was feeling quite difficult. Especially the orange tags feeling really, really tough, which is awesome. And I'm comparing these 2 boards, so the moon board and the kilted board. And the moon board, of course, always feels pretty difficult, I would say, but using the kilter as kind of a standard, it's kind of how they're comparing. So the orange tag's feeling pretty tough, but cruising at that, just kind of walking my way up left. Pretty dope route. Some big holds, nice flowy, traversy movements. Gotta dig that. Up next, a little tougher here, this blue V4, V5. So using 2 features, which they always do a fantastic job of using the features. You go out right, hit the first feature, and your feet are pretty high. And there's no holds on this next one. So my inclination was to go out left and then work my feet up and then go up right. But it's hard to hold that. I kind of slipped out and was very surprised. It's not often I fall off a green tag, so I was pretty interested. And decided to go for a dyno. Pretty cool there, kept kicking out the feet. Felt good just to jump up and snag that bad boy. From there, going out left to the next feature, getting a high heel and rocking up to those last 2 jugs. So definitely a little trickier than the first 2 problems, which were just kind of moving off of good holds. Even though the first one required a little bits of thinking. My boy Bronson there giving me a little fist pound. So here's one of the easier of the orange tags. Still not necessarily an easy route, but pretty dope. So it begins left. You have 2 pretty thin crimps that you need to get your hips in very close to the wall in order to start it. So once you get set up, get your feet down low, get in close. I opt to go for a side pull first and then go out right. It does feel a bit powerful, and then walking your foot in and sniping the right foot out far. From there you match. Go up to the feature, walk your feet across, and hit a sloper. Matching that, you have 2 crimps. Both are pretty good. Move your feet out right, come down left to then go out right, and then move to the final series of crimps. From here, I walk my feet up, out to the right, get the first crimp, and this is the first move that feels a little desperate. So going up right, getting a high left foot, and the very last crimp is not very good. So here I'm playing with how to hit it, and I end up coming down, getting that with my right hand, and then it's just a move to the finish. So pretty close there. I actually did touch the finish hold, and I did try it in another session, and I did not record, and I kept following up that last move. I was really struggling with that last move. It is definitely the crux by far. While the rest of the route is rather consistent, that one move is just quite tough. It's just the way the holds are oriented, the green holds being in the way, the foot, and the last hold is not that good. So just getting set up. My foot, I missed on that first go. So hopping back in, hoping to do a little better here. I do love that beginning section. While it's doable every time, you definitely have to try hard in order to hit those moves. Coming out to those crimps once again. And I was able to do this very consistently. That's all like really excellent 6, 7 movement, right in that range. And once again, a tricky top section here. So I'm playing around with how to orient my hands, and here I do experiment with trying to bump up my left hand. There I just try to go for it the original way, my left low and going right up top. And even just getting set up in those holds is hard enough that I fell there. Rocking out the old black. I've got some new La Sportiva solutions, which have been feeling so good. There's a lot of different shoes I've been trying out over the last few years, trying not to just pigeonhole myself into one type of shoe. But I love the solutions. I often come back to them. Excellent bouldering shoe. I did get a pair of Mocs just for something soft to warm up in, but then I've been wearing these as of late. All right, here we go. So getting set back up on these crimps. You'll notice I get my right foot pretty down low there, and I'm trying to get my left up high now in order to cross in because the bottom crimp was a little more positive. Almost got it there. It's just felt really desperate still. So I thought, hey, what the heck? I'll try this bad boy again. Just because I'm so close to that last move, it's like, why not? What the heck? Will say I have not been climbing all that much. Life's been very busy and very good for me. I recently got a house. My wife and I got a house about a month ago. Just got all moved in, and we've been doing all kinds of stuff. Now we're starting to have people over, friends and family, things like that, which has been awesome. But I did mention in a previous video, I'm starting to put a little more emphasis on calisthenics. So not necessarily just climbing strength, but working on overall strength, especially pushing, which is something I do not train. And I've been training my legs a little more too. Which does make me heavier. Not ideal for climbing, but kind of fun to do. So here, trying the left up high and the right down low. Crossing in. Just fell out of it there. It's like, woof. So yet another go here. Quite a few tries on this bad boy. This time I'm going to opt for a different beta. So going up to the feature. This time I am going to get on top of the features here and attempt to go out directly to the finish. So kind of spicing things up a little bit here. Able to get my fingers on there, almost grab it, but it is not very positive. So with my weight being so far to the left, I was unable to really lock in that last move. So once again here, moving my way to the features. And trying to just weasel my way out to that finish hold. Kind of tricky. You can see there that I'm almost set up. And while I was able to get a few fingers on it, it couldn't quite support my weight. So I thought, hey, what the heck? I'll go on to a different problem, just because I was trying and falling so much on that. So this one, I did try it in a previous session, did not send it. Like I said, all of the orange tags were pretty stout in this set. And of course, I'm not feeling quite the strongest right now. Just haven't really been training. So not really an excuse. I should be sending, but I am not. A little bit weaker right now. But here, walking the right foot up, it will swing out, get that pinch. That's actually the crux, even though it looks pretty locked down there. Match these, come in, and then to go out to the finish. So with the correct bait on this route, felt pretty awesome. I have been loving on pinches recently. Just feel really good. So getting a match on that. Pretty stoked to get a send, especially after falling so much on the previous route. Up next, another yellow route. However, this one is significantly more difficult. This is an endurance crimp route. So yellow crimps all the way up the feature. Quite a few moves, and it felt like two separate boulders to me. Boulder number one, the one down low. So you start, you go up right, out left, and then get a heel hook. Those holds are dual techs. So there I actually got my heel on, and it popped off because I wasn't able to get it on the very slim inside textured piece. But here, just experimenting with the heel hook up, able to go left and right to some rather crimpy holds. Powerful move here, cut feet, and then it's a big toss out left. So I decided to give it another go here. So down low, go out left. Oh, I go right, just kidding. Right and then left. Get a high foot, heel hook, make the move up right, left foot, left crimp. Switch feet, powerful move to the crimp here, cut feet, and then go out left. And that is boulder number 1. Powerful, drain some energy. From here, you become boulder number 2. The first move, actually very difficult. May not seem like it, but you're doing an off balance move to a crimp. Hit that, and then it's a big move up to the feature there. So I'm actually hit that. I'm getting pretty gassed at this point. Lock in, I went for a heel, but rather to switch to a toe. Came in and was just tired, so fell there. That is one of my best goes on this route, and I had put a lot of time into it. But just another attempt here. Yeah, just thuggy endurance and strangely precise. If you didn't stick the heel or you don't hit these crimps right, you might as well just get off and try again. So I was typically able to get out to this hold. Didn't always make this move. As you can see, you can pretty easily swing to the left because that's the way your weight is pulling, your foot is, and that next hold is slanted down. So you don't get any oppositional force. Everything's pulling in the same way. And if you miss the heel, you're coming right off. So here getting a bit frustrated, so just moving on because my heel kept popping off. Bit thematic here. Definitely a lot of tries and a lot of failures on some of these routes. So it's actually beginning of another session. You see I'm wearing my comfy mucks. Just climbing up this V4, V5 here. Just nice, juggy, big moves. Right up my alley, faux show. And getting the down climb there. Just sizing up another climb. All right, so there is a black tag on this set, which is this green problem here. There's only going to be one attempt on it. I did put a little bit of work into it. So approaching the climb here. This one was a pretty easy bottom section in comparison to the rest of the route. So maybe some V6, V7 movement, and then you hit a super difficult crux. The whole top section felt like V9 or V10, very hard. I have nothing against a route that just becomes very cruxy, but it can be a little disheartening, and that's what a lot of these routes felt like. Although the last yellow route was not, that was just kind of just pure endurance. So once again, not necessarily my strongest right now, so need to keep that in mind. But yeah, the beginning moves on, just kind of some classic compression here. And here begins the crux. That hold is pretty horrendously slopey, so the rest of my attempts were pretty rough. So just for the sake of brevity, I'm gonna move on to a kilterboard climb I did. This is BPH 74, which is a V8 or 7B, so an easier V8 at 60 degrees. So cross start here. You see how out for a left foot up to actually cross in left. Get the right foot on, go out right, get a high foot, and then cross over. Dope move. From here, it's going to be a foot up and a rather big move. And then walking my feet over, rather swinging them over. From here, instead of dropping down low, I opt to just go up high. And thankfully, I was able to stick that move all right. And then go for a finish here with a guest on. Getting the sense, so pretty amped. And now to the amazing feet first roof V8. This problem is extremely awesome. So I've been loving that they've been resetting the roof. If you've been following my videos for any length of time, you might know that I love roof. It's an awesome terrain to climb on. Super fun, and you can get very creative. So once again, I put some time into this route before the few filming sessions I did. So I have this beta kind of honed. I did experiment a lot here. I was unable to really go hands first there. Just the way that everything is situated, there wasn't a lot of good holds, but I was able to go feet first and then come under. And this beta is so interesting. So what you can't see on the other side is a pretty big hold, but one that's slanted. So its only good edge is sloping down, making it interesting, sort of like this next one. Like it's good, just not quite good enough. Well, rather it is, you can use it, but you expect it to be better, I guess, is what I'm saying. So once again, I'm starting down low. I'm going to two pretty positive like pinches. They're basically orange pinches here. Swinging the feet out, I'm gonna match and then get my heel set on that big one that sloped down. From there, I cross in my left hand, guest on the right, get my left foot down, come under, and then attempt to match where my heel had been. From here, I need to spin around. Actually, this time I'm going for feet first all the way, thinking that that could save me some energy. The issue is that I get a little caught up in my own limbs here. So, wow, I actually ain't able to spin out of that one. Geez, surprised myself here. And trying to get my heel hook set. Just had no idea where I was really going with that one. A lot of attempts on this, but it's such a cool route. I love this beta. Spinning here. It's like a lot of core and like my hands are in really interesting positions. Like this cross here is just bananas. And then coming into this, like, so interesting. My hands are like facing in, but I'm able to create the force necessary. And just getting a bit tuckered out. So there's going to be another session where I'm quite a lot more fresh. Able to spin here. Nothing like just being fresh after, a couple sessions of struggling on a route. And here I'm just going to opt for spinning down low here, which should create this powerful move outright. But there I was able to tense my core and really keep it tight. Just cutting feet there. So good thing I have plenty of power to spare. Getting a heel set, trying not to take any chances to bump here. And it's one big move to finish, which did feel a little desperate. I know my heel is slapped on there, but just was worried it's gonna come off, but super stoked to get this in there. That's gonna wrap it up. Much love, peace.